I'd like to go ahead and call the regular meeting of the Rockland Fire Protection District Board of Trustees, meeting on Monday, September 13th, 2021 at 6 p.m. to order. In attendance, I have myself, Trustee Malinowski, Trustee Bernstein, Trustee Johnson, Chiefs Seabert Karani, Carl Snowden, Treasurer and Attorney Jim Wargo, and then other members in attendance. We have Chief from Skokie?
Baker.
Chief Baker?
Yep. Chief Baker.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right. If we could rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before we get too far along, if there are no objections to the trustees and treasurer and attorney, if you guys would so wish, to remove the masks since we're kind of socially distant already, if that's okay with everybody. If not, then we'll leave them on. You guys want to take them off? I'm going to keep them on just there. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yep. That's fine.
Leave mine on too.
Okay. I'll take mine off. There are no objections. Agenda item 3, consideration of minutes of the regular meeting of the Rockland Fire Protection District Board of Trustees for Monday, August 9th, 2020. I took a look at the minutes. Nothing really stands out, but on line, or it was agenda item 14, or line 14 of the minutes, I didn't have the meeting with Lake County, Jim. It was Amy, so I don't know if that's a big deal or not.
Oh, okay, I can change it.
So that's all. That's all I noticed.
Okay, just to prove it, so it was Amy.
Yep, Amy had the meeting.
Okay. Sorry about that.
That's okay. Any other?
No,
Comments?
the minutes look good otherwise.
I'm good. Good. Okay. I have to make a motion to approve the minutes.
As
The
amended.
one. Go ahead, Jim.
As amended.
As amended.
Second.
I'll hold Amy on this one, Chris.
That's fine by me.
Sorry, Chris.
No worries.
Roll call or just voice vote, Jim?
Voice is fine.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Anybody opposed? Chief's report.
Just for the future, if you guys, do you want me to make copies? Because every time I make copies, you have them.
Yeah,
I've been printing them.
Okay.
I always
I'll
review
bring
them.
copies up from now on. If that.
Yeah, I just review them.
Alright.
Yeah, I can bring them so you don't have to bring copies.
Alright.
Same with you, Chief Karani. I do appreciate color, but I print them black and white so you don't have to
Okay, got it,
waste your
great.
color or nothing.
That's fine.
Yeah, pretty standard month for us. 10 ambulance calls, a couple other calls. I did put down there the one call of note that we had on the 29th of August at the Sunset Motel. If you guys go by there, you can see the damage still there. Had a vehicle drive into there. Fortunately, no one hurt, and the driver fled, but it looks like they haven't done anything to repair it, so it's still, if you drive by there, you can see the crease into the brick there. That was a big excitement for August there.
Well, obviously you guys have our report also. There's the 6 rescue calls and 1 service call for a lockout. And then just department-wise, everything's going fine. We're starting to have some COVID issues, exposures, and trying to figure out compliance with the governor's mandate, that kind of good stuff. But other than that, not seeing a huge uptick in transports, just dealing with our guys.
Has your district mandated vaccines for your
So
members?
we are taking the position that the vaccine is mandated or you can test. So we're not gonna force the vaccine on
Gotcha.
anybody.
So you're following the executive order.
Yeah, so those who are not vaccinated, so I have 4 that aren't vaccinated, probably gonna get 3 of those will be vaccinated very shortly. And then I'll have 1 who's gonna be on holdout, but then that person's gonna have to get tested once a week, so, which is fine.
The city of Lake Forest has not mandated it yet, but we're in a good position. The Lake Forest Fire Department is 100%
Yeah.
fully vaccinated, so we're one of the few in the area.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Thankful. One less headache for me.
Certainly it is.
All right.
Thanks, Chiefs.
Anything for Chiefs, Amy? Chris?
Okay.
Item 5, public comment. The District trustees allocate time for those individuals who would like the opportunity to address the Fire District trustees on any matter not listed on the agenda. Each person addressing the trustees is asked to limit their comments to a maximum of 5 minutes. Anybody want to take advantage of public comment? Yeah. Jim, what do you got for us?
You know, the only thing I have is to discuss the IGA with NIPUS, which Chief Baker's here. I guess we could talk about that when we get to that on the agenda.
Yeah, Chief Baker, did you want me to move up that agenda item a little bit? Because I know you said you're a little bit tight on time.
Hey, that would be great if you were willing to do that.
Yeah, we can do that. Carl, that's fine. All right.
Thank you.
So we'll go ahead and jump to, where are we at here? Agenda item 10, is that correct?
There's number 10.
Yes.
All right, and Chris, I'll let you take it away, or Jim?
I think Jim's probably got the most, I mean, I met with NIPUS twice, as we just discussed about last meeting. They sent a proposal, I forwarded it to the group, and Jim has reviewed it and made some amendments, and obviously he'll do his
Yeah, I made some amendments, the amendments are not complete, but I wanted to send it to you last night, just to make sure you had at least an idea of what I was talking about. And I did speak with Ben Schuster, who's the attorney for NIPUS, gave me a call just to discuss. I think we're on the same page, but there was I wasn't involved in the discussions that Chris has had. But there was a couple items, the way it was, the initial draft was essentially we were leasing the building to NIPUS, and it kind of appeared that they had, you know, full reign of the building, and then we could ask to use it for our meetings and so forth, asking permission. So I had some concerns on that, because my thought was that we would continue to operate as we do. We don't do a lot in the building, but it seemed like, obviously, NIPUS, and hopefully Chief Baker can fill us in on what the plan is.
Fire will do that.
Yeah, again, so in meeting with Chief Baker and all the other members and Jamie, you know, the interest is, they want to store equipment in the bay floor, office use space, and obviously have this facility, meaning training room, kitchen if need be, and restrooms, if impromptu trainings, whatever, for use. They had asked for a copy of the sample IGA from Lake Bluff, so which is probably why the language,
Yeah.
Lake Bluff's language was for the building, again, like the 24-hour notice, that was because of COVID, right?
Correct.
So, probably a little miscommunication on them basing it off the language off Lake Bluff, who at that point was using the building for quarantine purposes. So Chief, you're at.
Yeah, I think you're 100% correct. We definitely use the Lake Bluff as a model, the draft.
Understand.
We have no issue whatsoever with coexisting in the building, however you want to word that, you know what I
Okay.
mean? And I just think, you know, whatever we can do to work together cooperatively,
Sure.
so we don't interrupt what you're doing and you don't interrupt what we're doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
We definitely work around all that, so, whether that's a phone call or whatever, like, I'm not stuck on any number of days' notice.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I was envisioning, and this is lawyer speak, that kind of a license agreement opposed to a lease. There's a bit of a distinction that probably not too much into getting into, but the license gives more flexibility in a sense to the landlord, which we are, and because we are kind of inviting them in the building, we're obviously not using the apparatus bay floor much, and this is an excellent use of the building for that. Now, there's the other issue of the office space, and I think we have some extra offices that could be utilized. Now, Ben had indicated about training. Chief, could you elaborate a little bit on what types of training you guys might do? Is it more impromptu, or?
No, we definitely we schedule our training days a year in advance, so they're all programmed. I think probably the biggest thing you would see at this facility, once we house vehicles here, is our support services unit would be coming here on our training days to do maintenance and equipment, inspections and things like that on all these vehicles and all the equipment that's here. In the winter or the colder months, I do think utilizing the bay for some of our training is probably a really parking, but, we wouldn't bring a whole team here, there's just not enough room. But smaller individual teams, we may do some work in the day, and on, colder months, but.
So,
There-
Chief,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead, I'll just finish.
I don't foresee us utilizing like the office space for training, really.
It's more of storage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you foresee yourselves using, this classroom at all?
I think we could on occasion,
Okay.
but certainly,
Okay.
not on a regular basis.
Alright, yeah, as far as the bay floor, thinking out loud, as far as the bay floor, 100% you're doing that as you please outside, knocking down the walls.
Yeah.
Office space, yeah, we have extra office space. We don't need access to, I don't think any of those except the trustee office.
Yeah, and I would definitely say, let's try to keep it on the first floor, in case for future.
That'd probably be most convenient.
Most convenient,
For Necklace,
pick a spot.
The only, well, I take that back, the only access we need on the apparatus floor would be to.
Panels or water,
Yeah.
fire alarm system, but again, if
Just
you
any sort of
take the
building
door
utilities.
locks, we can recode the front so they can have keypad entry. Again, there's only 5 keys, right?
Yep.
Plus 4 in the knocks. If you flip these door locks, you've secured the bay floor, which is, there was a loose conversation about potential, just security cameras on their equipment, who knows what's in there, but the more eyes, the better probably. So that's good, but with that being said, general public would not be able to get through there because it's
Yeah.
locked.
Yeah.
If we had to get in there for sprinkler system, annual inspections, trip breaker, whatever, we could use our keys, the 5 keys that we have.
Okay.
It's not to rekey the whole building, probably not needed, but just flipping them pretty straightforward and
Yeah.
easy.
Okay.
And securing their space, and then same thing with their office door, they can, whatever they need to do there.
Yeah,
have their
I don't
keys.
see any problem with that. As far as the classroom itself, obviously we have our regular meetings typically monthly, and then, it's obviously used as a building space. So that'd be pretty much it, and then our trustee office upstairs, that we may extend that we use the building. Okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, none of that poses an issue.
No.
I think we can definitely work something out.
Yeah, definitely.
Chief, if there's a call, an emergency, obviously, there would be individuals.
Responding here, yep, they park here, they grab the vehicles, and they go to, the municipality that was, calling us out, and then at some point in time, they all return.
And I know we don't have a lot of parking in our lot, I just wonder if that was gonna be sufficient, and you recognize it too.
Yeah.
Okay,
At most, we'll have probably, 7 or 8 vehicles, but not all of them go to every call out.
yeah,
And some of them are trailers, so, I think the most you would ever see on a call out, in terms of drivers coming here, is probably 4 or 5 people.
okay. And so when I talked to Ben, I think Ben mentioned to me your concerns about, us kind of bumping into each other here. I don't see that as being a big issue.
No, I don't either. One meeting a month, and,
Yeah.
I think we're good.
I occasionally step by and do a walkthrough, Carl's here at least once a week doing his walkthrough and checking the
And
mail.
yeah. Yeah, the main thing is we don't want to interrupt.
And
Yeah, our regular business.
and what I was envisioning too, about the board and talked with Ben about it, more or less, a year term, but we have there's an out clause termination, 60 days notice, or, we work with you. I don't envision that happening, but we want to remain flexible on our future here too, with,
Sure.
with what we have going on.
Yeah.
And I don't think you guys are intending on putting much into, any kind of fixtures or anything into the building, that you'd be losing out any money
Yeah.
on anything, okay.
I think the biggest thing we talked about was,
Compressor, air compressor.
film for the windows.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
the public can't see into the garage base from the outside. And then maybe the 2 doors in.
Yeah, and the doors, we have the ability to put a keypads on there, we can set a code for you, whatever code you want, you don't need to know the code.
And then just like you mentioned, the air compressor.
Yeah, which is already piped and plumbed and wired, they just have to put a unit in there, hook it up to the disconnect. So, yeah, we looked at it. The one concern that I had, to is the snow plowing of the front entry, saying that they're gonna be doing call-outs. I happen to snowplow the parking lot here just because I'm a trustee and just whenever I get to it, Could be 3 days later. With you guys having an emergency response, I would probably advise you to contract somebody or find somebody just to plow the front apron, not the parking lot. Because you can fit 5 cars up here along the sidewalk right in that door. I imagine that's probably where most of your responders would be going.
Right.
That's how it was done back in the older days. It was a working firehouse, but just so you're not, guys aren't showing up and there's 10 inches of snow and then 3 feet where the state just plowed you in.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
something that would be of concern as I look forward to how they use the building. Because I don't plan on coming here and plowing it every quick storm when there's an inch of snow, I'm sorry.
And I know trustee Johnson informed us that Memphis was aware that sometime in the future, IDOT's coming in. And so, yeah, so the future of the building is still uncertain. When there's no time frame.
Right. And we're working on a permanent facility, we're in the early stages of permanent facility, not too far from here. So this actually gives us a place to go in the interim while that gets developed, and it also kind of proof of concept, does this location work? And then how does it work?
Good. Awesome. Yeah, so I think we'll be fine.
And then the other issue, we're not charging rent per se, but there's utilities expense.
Yep.
And I don't know if you guys talked about.
We did, when we met with
You guys
Memphis, I said, here's
what the
how we
costs
worked
are.
with Lake Bluff, and then we
Okay.
ran through it, and, 10 to 14 grand, depending on how much, the bills are for, energy costs, what have you.
Yeah, and I know in here it does say that it's for water, gas, and electricity, and sort of, and whatever else it is, sewer and internet. We were also charging for the alarm monitoring. That was the whole package, and yeah, it's say between 10 and 15 bucks.
For the year.
For the entire year.
Also, it has a lot to do with how you choose to run the air conditioning and the heat too.
It heats up, and you
Yeah.
heat, the
Yeah.
big floor set to, I think, 55 default.
Yeah, we kept
You
the,
can
kept the
override.
building cold during the winter and hot during the summer, as long as nobody was in here.
Chief, do you have any questions for us?
No, I think I'm good. Just on behalf of Memphis, we appreciate the cooperation and the opportunity. So I think it's great for us, I know for sure, and hopefully for you as well.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll work out with
So you
Ben
work out the
and-
details, and then we can go forward to Ben?
Yep.
Cool, and then we need to call a special meeting, we can do an impromptu to sign something.
Sure.
Yeah, with appropriate notice. Okay, good. Anything else? Any other comments? All right. Chief Baker, so.
Thanks,
so-
Chief.
Thank you very
Nice
much.
meeting you.
I appreciate your time.
Yep, appreciate it, thank you.
Nice meeting. Take care.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
All right, and circling back to 7. What do you got for us, Carl?
All right.
Showing me as your balance sheet.
Yeah, on the balance sheet, the checking account is currently at $436,122.67. The reserve account is at $311,192.06, and petty cash is $112.49, for total assets of $747,427.22. On the budget, we are 4 months in, so a third of the way through the year. We have, as of the end of last month, gotten a little more than half of our tax revenue that's come in, because we're just starting to get the second payments, like moving in September, just starting to roll in now. On the ambulance, we paid 2 of the 4 payments. We've got the bill for the third quarter, which I will pay next week or so. Building maintenance, we've spent some money there because we did, we spent, as you'll see on the checks, that we spent $1,000 on getting the roof repair. We have a few other things that we did, so we budgeted so that we should be able to do that stuff as we need to. The mortgage is exactly at 33 1/3. The pay down, we've paid one of the 2 extra payments that we wanted to make this year, and then utilities were running about 20% of budget. The other stuff, education, 30%, so we've got some, some money there if you need to take some classes or anything. Legal's at 21%, because we always budget a little extra over than just the standard monthly retainer for things like contract negotiations and such. And then office expenses just for just very little. So, and then the other, the IGA is split between ambulance and corporate, that's why it shows up twice. So, and then again, on insurance, so we paid that all kind of up front, so it's 96%, we won't pay anything on that more than likely. So we end up with being at total of 46%, which is more than 33%, but that's because as you know, the gorilla in the room is the IGA, and we pay 50% of that, so that makes perfect sense. So that is the budget tracking. Any questions?
No, sir.
No, looks good. Let's see. I'd like to make a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
Second.
I'll give that one to Chris. Roll call vote. Trustee Bernstein.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Malinowski, aye. And outstanding invoices, Carl.
Okay, just a few this month. The first is the mortgage payment to Lake Forest Bank Trust for $7,500. North Shore Gas, $49.67. Lake County Public Works for water, $23.70. ComEd for $216.98. Our legal retainer, $750. Comcast for phone and internet, $184.23. And then LR Gregory is for the roof repairs at $970, for a total expenditures this month of $9,694.58.
Make a motion to pay the bills as read.
I'll second. Roll call vote. Trustee Bernstein.
Yes.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Malinowski, yes. One quick thing, Carl. Let me double check here. Just remember that you were going over the bills to pay. Did we receive a check yet from the condo association?
Yes.
We did, okay.
Yes. Positive.
Chris made the motion, I seconded. Thanks, Carl. And moving on to 9, approval of the fiscal year 2021 annual financial report and statement of receipts and disbursements.
Alrighty. We'll hit the statement of receipts and disbursements first. That's the one pager. This is something that's required that we do every year. And it gets filed with the county, and it gets published in the newspaper, and then I guess you also have to send the county the notice of publication. So, Jim, I have 2 notarized copies over here. I will give you, if you can then take care of all of that.
Okay.
That would be great. If you have any questions on the numbers themselves, but that's pretty much the, this is the quick summary of where we were last year in terms of our revenue sources and our disbursements. So, as you can see, the city of Lake Forest, $496,000 is a big one, and $154,000 on the bank, or on the mortgage, and then everything else is small stuff. So, then on the other one that we have to do is the comptroller's annual financial report. So, I sent that all around so you had a chance to take a look at it. Again, what we need to do on this one is you'll have to we'll have to take a vote saying that Amy will have to sign a statement here that I will provide that says that you've all been provided a copy of it, and it was presented either in person or by live phone or web connection during a public meeting, and was approved by a 3/5 majority vote. So you'll have to vote to approve it, and then you can go ahead and submit it to the comptroller. So again, there's, I don't know if there's any point in summarizing anything about this, but if you had a chance to look at it, if you have any questions, I'm happy to try to answer them.
No, that's it.
Amy?
I was gonna read
Amy?
through. Fine.
Okay, so yeah, you need to, to take a vote to approve the comptroller's annual financial report.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the annual comptroller's report. Is it the comptroller, Lake County?
Susan Mendoza.
State comptroller, state comptroller.
And what about the receipts and what we have to do?
This one? No, that's already done. That's, yeah, we're on number 9.
We can take a, well, we can separately approve that one too. Anyway.
Okay.
So yeah, let's just do a motion on this one in particular, which is required by statute.
Alright, second,
So the comptroller's report.
Yes.
The motion I just made, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
for Ms. Susan Mendoza.
All right,
Didn't lose confusion.
doesn't take much. All right, roll call vote. So, I made the motion, trustee Johnson seconded. Got it, Jim?
Yes.
Roll call vote, trustee Bernstein,
Aye.
trustee Johnson,
Aye.
trustee Malinowski, aye.
And we'll take a
And,
separate vote on the statement of receipts and disbursements. There's another statutory requirement that we disclose all of the,
I don't think there's any requirement that you approve it, but it's
Yeah.
certainly not a bad thing to do that.
yeah,
yeah,
I don't think there is either, yeah, we typically just have the board approve, we just,
so I'd like to make another motion to approve the fiscal year 2021 annual financial report and statement of receipts and disbursements as presented.
Second.
Roll call vote, trustee Bernstein,
Aye.
trustee Johnson,
Aye.
trustee Malinowski, aye.
and Carl, could you send that to me in Word?
Yes, I was gonna ask you, I'll send you the word, but I also will give you an actual notarized copy, because that's
Yes.
what you probably need to file.
Yes,
But
yes,
for the newspaper, you'll want the word.
yes,
So I will, actually, you probably have one, but I can send it again. just-
okay.
Okay.
Was it in one of your prior emails then?
Yeah,
Okay, I can use that.
yeah, it would have been,
Yeah.
it would have been earlier.
If I don't find it, I'll shoot you, but I'm
Yeah,
sure.
Earlier this week, I sent it out to everybody, so.
Because we have to publish that in the newspaper because we go through an audit. If we did an audit, we could say, come and see our audit, we've done an audit, we can see that, so.
We have an audit every third year we have to do one,
Nope, not at
because
all.
we're less than $1 million.
We're those, well,
850,000,
850,000, so we don't have to do it at all. In fact, that's why you have to do that vote
Understood.
on that report, because that's in lieu of, so I will have to file that with the comptroller's office.
Gotcha.
All right. All good?
Yes.
Item 10 was already discussed. Item 11, discussion of the IGA pricing formula. I sent an email out to Elizabeth and Nick of Lake Forest and Libertyville, waiting on a response. Chiefs, I don't know if we were at the last meeting, if you remember or not, I pretty much just sent them an email after our meeting that we had several months ago, discussing the IGA, stating, Libertyville and Lake Forest stated that 2% was intended to be the floor. I pretty much sent out an email, would both financial departments be open to revising the verbiage in the IGA to indicate that 2% as the floor, and therefore pretty much removing the need for that formula that's in there. Anything else comes of that? We'll go from there. Item 12, performance analysis update. I think it's your line item, Chris.
Yep, nothing to report right now. Got nothing.
Discussion, action, lease sale of the Rockland Fire Protection District building. All I have to say on that one is, we're working with NIPAS on IGA, for them to use it, not necessarily directly a lease
Yeah, it's not a lease.
per
it's
se,
yeah.
but it's use of the building. Regarding Lake County, rezoning,
Yeah,
yes.
rezoning.
I did receive, from the meeting I had with them, I forgot when it was, back in July, I think just only about a week and a half ago, I received the, pretty much the minutes from them, and the information. I have not had a chance to review it yet in depth, but I did finally get that. So once I have that, once I review that, I ask them to the board, I'll present that and go from there. IDOT improvements, then number 14, nothing from IDOT yet, unanswered or unreturned voicemails, emails, I don't know if their system's still down yet or not, Jim, but nothing from them, no information whatsoever. As I indicated at the last meeting, talking with Lake County, we actually still have more information than Lake County does from IDOT, so there you go. On to 15, other items is going to be lawfully brought before the board. Don't think I have anything else. Emails been pretty quiet outside of solicitations for buying lots of stuff. Chris, anything?
We had our annual fire inspection from Corey Caswell from Lake Forest. A couple housekeeping items, I gotta send him documentation on our backflow preventer and all that stuff, because it's not posted, but we have it in electronic form.
Okay.
So, other than that, everything was fine on his end, so.
So I had a couple of comments on that too. One of the things was about the missing the receptacle plates. I'll take care of that, no problem. That's easy.
Yeah.
The interesting thing though is the elevator. The key, well, the box is on there. I don't have a key for it. I suspect that's a pretty standard key, and I don't know what's in there. What probably is in there is the key to the door, the outside door.
So typically, and both chiefs can attest to this, we have a big ring of elevator keys on most rigs. That is 50 different options based on the doors. Generally speaking, most elevators should have the individual key to open the door physically. That's the door that opens to the actual elevator, not the service back door, the pump door, but the actual elevator. I think that's what he's referencing, is that key is not in that box, and
Well, I didn't think you could even open the box.
and the key to get in the service door in the back of the pump room. Also, we can't access that.
Okay, that's not a problem because I rekeyed that door. The master key that was in the Knox box will open that door.
Perfect. Okay.
So that should be fine. It turns out that door can be opened with the key that's in the knock box, but I'm not quite sure what should be in that.
In the red box here on the
Yeah.
front should be the key that opens the sliding door of your
Okay.
elevator. That's
Okay.
And a service key for fire service.
Not that at all.
I can,
Yeah, it's one
Probably
sticking the hole.
Christmas
Yeah.
tree key.
Yeah.
right. We can
It's
just
right, it's a regular, just Christmas tree key for the box.
Yeah, I would say, I'm suspecting that's a fairly standard key, so if you happen to have a chance to try it and get it open, see what's in there, then we can adjust what we
Otherwise,
need
I
to
can
do.
grab my keys off my gear. Take a look.
Yeah, so I just wanted to, yeah, we do have, yes, the key in the knock box will open.
Perfect. Because Chief Cronin last meeting checked that there are keys in the knock box for us at the meeting, so that's all good.
Good. Anything else? Amy? Anything like that, Jim?
Did we make the roof repairs?
We did, so they had to pressure wash the roof, clean all the scuppers out and stuff, pressure wash the roof, let it dry, and then, do a sealant on quite a few of the seams, the capping in this corner in particular, and then, we were actually peeling, the membrane was peeling off in this far left corner, which is where, we had some tiles come down upstairs, so, but I think I replaced the tiles that came down.
Yeah, I think we're short.
There's about 50 of them up in the mezzanine,
Oh.
so I grabbed a bunch out of there and replaced them up there before our inspection with Corey, just because,
Yeah, there's still short ones on the ends, need to be cut and put in.
Gotcha.
So we do that. Yeah, I came by, after that big rain a few days ago, and we were dry as well.
Perfect.
And actually even dry on the
Bay floor.
bay floor too.
He did that down there
Yeah,
as
because
well.
usually we get a little bit of leakage, there was just no consequence.
Yeah.
So we they did a good job.
That's happy. People like it too.
That's it.
All right.
Has anyone received anything from the convention, trustees convention? Certificate, anything saying you're good?
Anything on your desk?
You're not supposed to?
Did
Maybe.
you not get one?
I don't recall, it's just what it was in the mail, I just brought it up.
Interesting.
Amy, I got hers.
Maybe I wasted a day and a half.
We could find out. All right, we'll follow you. You got contact for that, Carl? I'm sure.
Oh,
Figure
right.
it out. We can look at that. Okay. All right.
Motion in the meeting at 18:35.
All right. I'll second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Meeting adjourned.